Hi, I'm Janice from 5minutesformom.com. We're in Houston, Texas at the Mom 2.0 Summit, and with me is Kristen Chase from Motherhood Uncensored and Cool Mom Pics. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kristen.
Thanks for having me.
And I have to be very careful not to hit your beautiful baby's head. Who is this?
Margot.
Margot is 4 months old, and at her, how many conferences? Is this her first conference?
This is her first one out of my uterus. Yes.
Yes, I remember last year when we interviewed you at Blog Her, Margot was inside.
Yeah. So she made it out safe and sound.
How's she doing at the conference?
She's great. I have to keep standing, but that's not, that's a small price to pay, really.
Exactly. So I'll try not to hit her in the head here. So, Kristen, we were talking before, Motherhood Uncensored and Cool Mom Pics, you guys are absolute leaders in the blogosphere, and you guys have been around. When did you start? Well, actually, first, let's go way back. How did you get into blogging?
I started Motherhood Uncensored in 2005, and I was living in Mississippi. And I was looking for a way to connect with other moms and to write my story because I felt like I was the only one who was having a really hard time with motherhood. And so that's how I started Motherhood Uncensored. And then a few months later, in about, I think it was like January of 2006, I got this idea to find moms who were trying to do an alternative to working outside the home. And it wasn't like I was trying to find them, it was just that I was in the blogosphere reading and all these moms were making cool things. And so I thought, let's do some cheeky editorial and let's find some cool things to tell moms about, and then it's been going great ever since.
We love Cool Mom Pics. It's just fabulous. And can you tell us a bit about your partner in Cool Mom Pics?
Sure. About a few weeks later, I pitched the idea to a few of the friends that I met on the blogosphere, and Liz Gumbinner, who writes mom-101.blogspot.com, she said, "Do you want a partner?" And I was like, "Yeah, that would be great." And that's how it got started.
This was one of our first blogs we read. I remember going to Mom 101 right away and checking her out, and because we started just a little bit after you, about just 3 years ago, we started as well. So what have you learned about blogging that you would want to pass on to some new bloggers out there?
I think when it comes to blogging, you really have to write about your passion. So, I mean, if you're just writing to make money, or you're just writing for whatever reason, find something that you're passionate about, because otherwise, I don't think it's going to last you a long time. And I mean, for me, it's about giving a legacy for my children. So, writing stories so that they have something later on. There's so many things I wish my mom had written down that she didn't. So that's my way. And I don't keep a baby book. I'm like the worst baby book keeper. So this is my baby book.
I know, me too. I'm like, I'll have to get all these posts ready and put them all in a book and say, I did write you a baby book. I really did. I just let a lot of people read it.
Yeah, exactly. Not the whole world, but however many. Yeah, exactly. Whoever happened to Google like tuna helper or something, they got to read it.
Exactly. Now, the blogosphere, for moms out there who haven't yet jumped into the blogosphere, it might seem a little full or crowded, or maybe that they're late to the game. Are they too late to join?
No, I think there's always room at the party. I think it just depends on what your expectations are. I mean, if you're really expecting to make $1 million or, garner some type of fame from it, I think, I think those expectations, it's like, one in a million people, like look at Hollywood or whatever. It's the same sort of situation. But if you go into it with an open mind and with a goal of, what's your goal? Is it a business? Is it a journal? I mean, what's your goal? Think about those things. And certainly, sometimes it's just finding another mom to connect with.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many benefits to blogging. I mean, there's the community. I think every one of us who blogs says the thing that surprised us the most was that community. I know when I went through my miscarriage, I started the blog actually coming out of my miscarriage and needing a place to be creative and connect with other people and not just think about the fact that I couldn't get pregnant again right now and how to. And it was so therapeutic, and that community surprised me the most.
And there's value to that. I think a lot of people connect monetary, value to blogging or, notoriety, and really just telling your story, whatever it is, there's value to that. And I think people need to realize, even if there's only a couple people that are reading it, it doesn't mean that your blog isn't valuable. I mean, it's great to get comments, it's great to get traffic, and that might come, but if it doesn't mean that your blog isn't worthwhile.
I mean, think about it. When we have a conversation with somebody, if I sit down at a dinner party and the fact that I'm sharing my story with one person or 4 people at the dinner table, that doesn't mean that my story, just because I wasn't being interviewed by Barbara Walters and telling it to, or Oprah Winfrey, that didn't just disqualify my whole life story, my life, and everything else. My life still had that meaning. And I think when it comes to blogging, we started to lose that perspective, that we're thinking, oh, we need all of this audience to make our lives, to validate it and to validate our blog. But no, it's about sharing your life story and connecting with somebody. Whether it's a dinner party or the Oprah Winfrey show, every one of our stories has the same value.
Right. I mean, and some people, there are people that write way better than I do, and it's just the way it goes. I try to hone my craft, if you will, but there are some people that tell those conversations, that do the interviews, or however you want to put it, and they're just really fantastic, and they draw people in. And so, those are the folks that I like to read and that I admire. And then there's folks that don't have a lot of readers, but I connect with them because their kids are the same age as mine, and those sorts of things.
There are so many ways to connect. And I know that you have been a blessing to so many people, and you have a fabulous following, and you're hilarious, and you're doing such a great job promoting moms and mom design products like Cool Mom Picks. And as you know, at 5 Minutes for Mom, we're all about promoting that the online mom community, and these wonderful mompreneurs who are taking these great business opportunity and making it happen in their own homes. So thanks for all you're doing on those sites, and thanks for joining us today. Make sure you visit Motherhood Uncensored and Cool Mom Picks, and thanks for watching us at 5minutesformom.com.